Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
Pair of panties. That's what we eat. Would you be quiet, Rosie?
Are you through, Mr. Wizard?
Yeah, I play a little bit, you know.
Gaze at a graveyard.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper, gang. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that was good news.
Oh, it is the 19th day of March, 2024. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. Here we are on a Tuesday, a different kind of show today because some of us have seen the greatest film of all time, that being the remake of Roadhouse starring Jake Gyllenhaal and perhaps this generation's next great actor, Conor McGregor. More on that in just a little bit. So that we'll talk about that. John Bonus will be here. We'll talk about the Twins and much, much more. Rosie's back. Marnie's here. It's a cast of thousands. What else you want? It's the Power Trip Morning Show on a Tuesday. So get yourself rolling. Get yourself together. It's a little chilly out there. And then come on in, because I'm glad you are here. Here's TJ Miller with some comedy.
Does anybody snort when they laugh? Anybody? Yes, you do? Do people make fun of you? When somebody makes fun of the way you laugh, you know what they're basically saying? Hey, you know that sound that you make when you're happy and joyful? And the tragedy that permeates our everyday life is momentarily abated for an ephemeral escapism? Yeah, you sound stupid. You should feel insecure when you're happy. Well, people shouldn't make fun of you because snorting when you laugh, that's a very ambitious type of laughter. The rest of you idiots are wasting valuable laugh time by inhaling like regular people. You all go, that's all time you could be laughing. Not my little snort baby right here. When she laughs, she gets the air as quickly as possible so as to maximize the laughter. She leaves here 37% happier than the rest of you. That's true.
With your mouth?
The finish line is waiting. All right. Fate is on your side. You hear the distant thunder.
I don't care.
Come down for moose soup after.
For the warriors.
Damn it.
Never gonna
Is that Charlie?
to take it to the top. There's only one winner. You never go.
All right, welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. It is Tuesday, March 19th,
Take it to the top.
2024. Right before the snow hits, I guess, but we'll see.
I don't buy it,
I don't know if I buy it either. But they're saying it's going to be nasty. Saw Chris Schaefer last night on the old news saying might be a rough one this week. We'll see.
Yeah, you saw Chris Schaefer because you weren't with the cool kids watching the best film of all time.
Well, according to the text chain, half the cool kids left
Not left.
before
no.
the show.
Yeah, they did not.
Yeah.
They
They didn't walk out on the film.
Yeah, no, right, yeah. That's right. Tommy had a good excuse. Zacho was sick apparently as well.
And Sauce showed up?
Yeah, he was the first
he did.
person there.
Yeah.
And
With
Maxo
bells on.
showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had bells on.
I did. Yeah.
You ditched the dinner plans with your wife.
Yeah.
Did she come with?
He tried to leave halfway through the
I
film.
did. There was one, but
You poisoned him.
Hockey about 20 minutes before goes, that's going to be her dad. And then she's like, stop that. He's my father. And I'm like, oh, God,
Well,
I have to go.
Not to say it's predictable. But yeah, I mean, we've seen that film before.
Hawk loved it, and I'm no bit. He almost teared up a couple times. I'm not kidding. He loved that movie.
I allow myself to suspend disbelief. I enjoy movies.
So hang on. When did you almost walk out?
Probably with like 25 minutes left, maybe.
Because something in the movie just bothered you so much, you're like, I can't take this?
There were a couple things that added up that bothered
Well,
me.
it was
a lot.
past your bed. It was past your bedtime.
Yes.
I blame you, Corey.
Yeah.
You poisoned him.
No.
Well, hang on a second,
He
though.
needs
If you-
reality to be part of a film.
Well, if you're accusing Sauce of doing critical thinking, you are greatly mistaken.
Yeah,
Just the word critical is all.
I will say, though, when they start a Helen, then it's pretty badass.
Yeah. They go for a little while without beating anybody up. And you're like, okay, it's time to kick somebody's ass here. Let's get started.
The ass-kicking scenes are great.
There's a lot of ass kicking going on.
Yeah.
How did
And is there
Maggie's brother
anybody-
look with his shirt off?
Real good. Anybody more coked up than Conor McGregor? In the
He probably was actually getting punched in the face and couldn't feel a thing.
I had no idea.
So that wasn't even acting. He just looks like he's completely out of it.
I think it was great acting.
I think it was method acting.
Yeah, maybe a little meth.
Does he play a coked up dude in the movie, or is that just
you never
bleeding
see him
over from
do
reality?
coke.
No, you don't see him do it, but the best part, and I know this is radio, but this is just for you, Corey, and Hockey will get this because we both laughed at it. He walks around like this all
With his arms.
He is Jaws.
Yeah, he never stops.
He is Jaws.
Yeah, he basically is.
Because when he comes into the room, somebody getting to eat.
Yeah.
He's basically a super version of his real life persona when he's doing promos before UFC fights.
Which, come on, let's be honest. Best part of the film.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh,
Conor
yeah.
McGregor's cartoon character, the Tasmanian Devil, was the best part of the film.
I mean, even when he's first introduced, it's one of the best scenes in the whole film.
He's completely nude.
Yeah, he's fully nude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you saw in the picture on the text chain, Corey.
Yeah. I saw Conor McGregor's ass.
No reason why. I mean, I guess he's leaving fornication that perhaps ended poorly. I don't know. But he's completely nude and walking through a public area with his song. Just a dangling.
As someone who never saw the original Roadhouse, how similar are the storylines?
The guy has the same last name, and he has to kick people's ass.
Oh, it's the same last name?
No overlap at all.
Dalton. That is the last name of both characters.
So is he his son?
No, I don't think they're related. But in my universe, they are brothers. They have the same dad, different moms.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
I loved it. I'm not saying it was a good film. I'm saying I loved it.
He loved the Helen parts.
Yeah, I liked when they were fighting.
Yeah.
I liked...
you look like a Helen.
I liked the one surprising death.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There were several when I was like, GD, man. I mean, and even the last scene, Jake Gyllenhaal turns into O.J. Simpson, basically.
Yeah, right. Yeah, which I loved.
Yeah, it was
great.
It was great.
Yeah.
No, it was entertaining.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was entertaining. It's the new Roadhouse. It debuts, I think, this week on Amazon.
I think Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday, that's right. Thursday on Amazon Prime.
So go back to the moment where Sauce, quote, almost left.
Well, there were two of them.
Did he verbalize, I got to get out of here?
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
And I turned around.
You leaned over to Chris and said, I can't take this.
Oh, no, he didn't do that. He stood up.
Oh, you stood up?
He stood up and started to leave.
So you had to be talked into sitting back down? Or you changed your mind on your own?
A little of both.
Yeah, his fupa was hanging out.
Oh, come on.
That's what was happening.
You got to tuck that in, buddy.
Yeah.
One of those. I pride myself on not having one of those.
You do not have, no, you don't have one of those. Do you know what it stands for?
Yeah. Yeah, but you might think
You could change the meaning
part.
Thanks to
change
cars.
the P.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Creasel and Hockey's commentary was probably the best part of the film. There was a laugh out loud moment from John Creasel that the whole theater laughed.
Yeah. Creasel accused a lady of being moist.
The whole theater lost.
But there were a lot of power trippers there. That was pretty cool, man. I enjoyed that a lot. Said hi to a few people, and it was great. It was a fun night at the movies, man.
Yeah.
Fun night at the movies.
So did the movie theater popcorn replace your dinner?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
What'd your
Movie
wife
theater
do for food?
popcorn's
Did she
the best.
survive?
Yeah, she's alive, yeah.
Did she go to Maynard's on her own?
I don't know, maybe. She could have.
Did Hot Ass Randy come over and do some home projects?
He might have.
Yeah.
He might have.
I bet your house looks great.
Yeah, it does. It always does. Thanks to Hot Ass Randy.
Yeah.
I think the movie belongs on Amazon. You know what I mean?
Certainly.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that's perfect.
It's It's not a theater type thing.
It is for me.
Yeah, not an extended theater run. I had fun at watching it at the theater, but it is an Amazon Prime movie, and Jake Gyllenhaal kind of gave an Amazon Prime direct to Amazon Prime performance.
Yeah,
interesting.
I thought he was very. I thought his one-liners were very. I thought it was funnier than the first one.
Yeah.
And
Jake Gyllenhaal is very kind.
I thought he was very good.
Yeah,
he's very kind.
Even though he kicks everybody's ass the whole movie.
He didn't want to though.
Be nice.
Oh,
forced his
one
hand.
of those guys that kicks everybody's ass.
Well, that's
but
the original
doesn't
Roadhouse.
want to.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the original Roadhouse. He says to his guys, he says, be nice. Escort them to the door. Be nice until it's time to no longer be nice.
And then there's some Helen coming.
And then you got to kick somebody's face in
Then you throw
and kill him with a
fists.
boat.
Yeah, you got to throw some hands.
Yeah, you got to kill a boat.
Is the first one better?
I would say the first one takes itself way more seriously, and there's way less unbelievable boats flying through the air moments.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the trailer for the first one right now.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get a boner. Just in case you're wondering.
Man.
See if you can see the moment he gets a boner, Corey.
Would you check on that, please?
Yeah, please. Just see if it.
All right, again, I'm trying to get better at poker. I can only see your face from here, all right? I'm just going to see if you have any physical tells.
Yeah.
You watch the trailer. I'm going to see if I can tell when that happens.
Yeah.
Ready, go.
There's a lot of fighting.
Anything?
Man, he's a Helen. He's kicking ass in this.
Anything?
So,
Nothing?
again, I'm not the greatest reader of poker faces.
Yeah, right.
Because my read right now is this man has never had an erection.
Right. Right.
Whoa, that lady's pretty.
Oh, did that do anything?
Hey,
No.
The love interest is... Whoa, is he at a strip club?
hey.
I mean, his mouth is agape.
Yeah, right.
Why
See,
is
that's
he
that.
doing like...
He needs all the oxygen he can get.
Why is he doing Taibo?
He's watching so much fighting that he's tired.
Yeah. This doesn't look that good.
How dare you?
And there goes the
Yeah.
excitement level. Okay, well,
Anyway, I loved it. I would see it if I were y'all out there, especially if you have a bunch of friends sitting around and you want to watch people get beat up and have a good laugh.
Yeah, it's a good, like,
That was a perfect
dude
power trip
weekend
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good movie to have your own side commentary going the whole time. Yeah.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
Then the one guy who's like, my name is... that scene is...
My name
The
is Buck
sheriff?
and I'm here to...
No, when
That's
he's...
from Kill Bill, Paul. You
sorry.
saw the wrong movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Big Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the double cross.
Yeah, there was a bunch of double crossing going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of the word dick.
Oh, no.
But
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look this up so I have this exactly correct because this is the best. So, you know how people do jersey swaps in pro sports, fellas?
Oh, yeah.
You know, at the end of the game, it's like, hey, I'm a fan of yours, you're a fan of mine. Let's swap jerseys. And sometimes it's awkward because, as we've asked some athletes in the past, sometimes it's, well, I'm a future Hall of Famer and you're nobody. Why would I swap with you?
Right.
I should be swapping with other Hall of Famers. Well, there is an NBA player named Grady Dick.
Oh, yeah. From Kansas.
Exactly. And there's another NBA player named Anthony Black. And they swapped jerseys the other day.
Nice.
Took photos of it.
Sure.
And then the Orlando Magic realized we probably shouldn't post this on social media because, of course, when they're holding up each other's jerseys, it just looks like, well, let's just say.
What's it say?
Grady Dick is holding up the jersey on the left side of the picture. And Anthony Black is holding up the Grady Dick jersey on the right side.
Interesting.
So it starts with the black jersey.
Right.
Oh, got it.
Ends with Grady Dick's jersey.
Yeah.
Got it.
And there were some social media people that said, all right, we were a little late to the joke. Why don't we go ahead and take this photo down?
There's no way they were late to the joke. I think they got the call from Adam Silver and said,
or somebody
take
higher
it.
up with the Orlando Magic saying, let's not do this.
And I don't know if it was a joke or not, but someone did post that the Orlando Magic social media position was available on Indeed the day after.
That's a pretty funny
What
bit,
a
though.
bonus.
And you can tell by the smirks on both of their faces, they're in on it.
They knew, you can see in the video at one point that Grady Diggs he mouse F it. And then they decide to do it.
That's hilarious.
And people have been coming up with lists of other players he should do
I
jersey
assume
swap
Kobe
with.
White of the Chicago Bulls is in play as well.
Suggs. That one took me a minute.
All right, that's fantastic.
That's great.
Suggs plays for Orlando.
That's great.
And Grady Dick plays for what? Toronto?
Toronto, yeah.
That would have worked.
So what would that say? I don't get it.
Go with Suggs first. So say that one out loud.
Yeah, what is it?
Hey, John Bonus.
Hey! Speaking of Suggs.
Damn it!
John Bonus is here. Mark Rosen back from his honeymoon, his 15th honeymoon later. No Marnie today. But we got plenty to get to between now and 9 o'clock, including more with Johnny Bones. And your squad's falling apart. Everybody's hurt. We'll talk about that in a second. More of the Power Trip after this on the Fan.
John Bonus is right. I don't know how all of you all missed the original Roadhouse movie. It feels like it's almost like Shawshank Redemption or Jaws. Like if you have a TV, you accidentally saw Roadhouse. Right, Johnny Bones? Like, I don't understand.
I mean, just so we're clear, the original was terrible too. What? I mean, at the time it came out, and I was a 22-year-old guy at the time, and even my friends were like, "We just spent, $6, some exorbitant sum, on the Patrick Swayze movie." It was just that was what we were calling it. We were just called it. It's just the Patrick Swayze movie. It was all about making Patrick Swayze look cool and having his feathered '80s hair blow in the wind. It was fantastic. I mean, and in retrospect, it was campy and stupid and fun.
Yeah.
But,
I loved it.
The fighting parts are sweet.
It did have a monster truck. I remember
it did
that
have
one.
The monster truck. That was the only critical part I had of the original.
What little part does his former mentor come back to try and help him in his...
Great point. I forgot about that. There was no Sam...
Yeah, Sam, what's his name?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott character. That's right.
With the badass voice.
Oh, with the badass voice.
In
It
the
was
original,
great.
Sam Elliott kicks some ass.
Sam Elliott comes in and has to take the other right side, because if you're fighting, there's two sides. You got to have a brother who takes the right side while you're taking the left side, right? Somebody's got to have your back.
The original Roadhouse, 1989, Patrick Swayze.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
41% on Rotten Tomatoes. And the critics' consensus says whether Roadhouse is simply bad or so bad it's good depends largely on the audience's fondness for Swayze and tolerance for violently cheesy action.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Somebody's got to die.
Yeah. That's right.
Well,
that's right.
I have never seen the original Roadhouse, but I am a giant fan
of wieners.
Oh, wow. Yeah, don't pause.
Of Swayze.
and
don't cash those tickets.
Oh no! That is honestly surprising to me that you, Corey, have never seen an '80s movie that is that campy.
Yeah,
agreed.
That is over that.
Because I mean,
you should probably make some time.
I love those.
To watch. You'd probably. I think you'd like it.
And it's like Weekend of Bernie's era. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like,
for sure.
1989.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, 89. Great year. I graduated from high school. I watched Swayze kick people's asses. I got a little confused about my appeal of Sam Elliott. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
His love interest in it is really pretty dope.
look at pictures of her now.
Yeah, there's two there's his love interest, and then there's also the other blonde.
Oh, you liked her too, huh?
Well, she was really super plastic.
Yeah, she was
awesome.
Kelly Lynch and then
That's
Julie
Kelly Lynch,
Michaels.
Yes, and Julie
right.
Michaels, if you'll pardon a terrible expression that I did not coin and I don't feel good about using, but she was the slut in the film.
You would never say that.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's not something.
Did they have that same sort of interplay here where
they had like 40 of them?
Gentlemen?
Yeah, there's a couple cuties in this movie.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Yeah. Do you remember the one girl who like you could tell is turned on by Patrick Swayze and like goes and takes some breakfast? Like
yes.
Yeah, they have that character as well.
Well, and then in the trailer for the first one, there's a scene where he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
And it looks like she's working on the same side. Do you think his stab wound was an homage?
It was an homage. And there's one scene where the famous line from Roadhouse is "Pain don't hurt." right?
Yeah.
And that's the homage to that was when he says, "I don't need any painkillers," and she says, "This is antibiotics, TA."
Pain don't hurt is something you've said before in a fight.
So again, I've never seen the original, but based on the info on Rotten Tomatoes, this sounds like maybe Matt Damon and Ben Affleck stole Good Will Hunting from Roadhouse.
It's very similar.
Stay with me, okay?
But be careful because I know that what you're going to read says it was written by Ernest Hemingway, and it wasn't.
Oh, no. The Double Deuce is the meanest, loudest, and rowdiest bar south of the Mason-Dixon line, and Dalton has been hired to clean it up. He might not look like much, but the PhD-educated bouncer proves he's more than capable.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to lean into now in this new one. Is like, is the Gyllenhaal character like, this is a PhD, he's a PhD guy, he's kick-ass, he's also like a Zen guy, like you see him praying, he lives simply, like he's supposed to be sort of the
Gyllenhaal
80s
lives in a
everyman monk kind of thing.
He in the first big
like
fight
Leon Phelps, the ladies' man.
Yeah, he
lives in a houseboat.
Okay, that's
beats
good.
the hell out of everybody and then drives them to the hospital.
Yeah, he does. He is not a PhD. He fights in the UFC.
Got it.
And you find out later why he's no longer in the UFC.
Right. Why
don't spoil it.
That's where hockey cried.
Never really address it, though.
They don't.
They just show you why he's not.
Yep.
And it's never resolved.
No. They basically say, you could never understand how I could just kill a man.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but no,
it's.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be an extended cut that'll answer all these questions for you.
There will be another one. There will be.
There has to be. Yeah.
Because there were so many unresolved questions.
There's unresolved problems there. Yeah, for sure there are.
We need a whole cinematic universe.
I'm going to say it. I'm not sure. I think Connor McDavid is still out there somewhere. I'm just saying that.
Connor McDavid.
This is part 2 I'm talking about.
He is out there.
Yes. Connor McDavid's the bad guy in part 2. Oh, man.
And everywhere McGregor goes, he's driving fast and just switching lanes like whoa.
Lighting ass on fire.
What, there was no more superfluous moment than when a drunk Conor McGregor just drives into a tree.
But in this scene you're probably thinking, God, he's got to be just swilling beers or drinking cocktails. No, he's drinking coconuts full of booze.
Yeah, right. And then instead of stopping the car, he drives it into a tree.
A coconut tree.
For no reason.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't notice the coconut tree. I didn't notice that part.
Yeah, they fell out of the tree.
Oh, genius.
And then he gets out and walks into an empty room and goes, where the hell did everybody go?
That's one of those things we all grew up fearing, is that if you walked under a coconut tree, coconuts were going to fall and land on your head, right? Based on cartoons. That was a giant threat as a kid. Don't walk under a coconut tree.
Yeah.
Along with quicksand.
And watch out for quicksand.
Anvils as well.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So did this one is McGregor in the original there's like the mastermind bad guy who owns the town.
Okay, no, that's not him.
And then there's his right hand guy who's super deadly.
Yeah, the guy he has to call in to beat the hell out of Patrick Swayze because nobody owns a gun.
But correct. But in this one, for about 25 minutes, you think that McGregor is the bad guy's dad. He is.
Can I be honest with you about that? You're the only person in the theater that thought that.
Really?
You kept saying it over and over again, and you were like, "That's going to be your dad."
I thought it was.
Nope.
Oh,
her dad. We never see him. He's just in prison.
Yeah.
And he was partners with Big Dick, the sheriff,
and Knox. Wasn't that McGregor's character's name?
Knox. Yes, and you might know that because it's tattooed across his belly 3 times, and he's wearing a chain that says Knox.
Yeah.
You know what I never got? And did they fight before in the UFC? Did you guys ever?
No, I don't think so. I thought that's what they were alluding to.
Me too.
But I don't think so, and I don't really get why he quit after he just beat the hell out of a guy.
Look, you guys got to stop complaining. Some of the greatest movies of all time leave a little, question or two unanswered at the end. Leave it open-ended so you guys can create your own endings.
I do need to know more about their backstory.
Leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
Or in Sauce's case, just leave.
Oh,
It seemed like you almost did.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, and thank you, because you would never have been able to resolve that in your head.
I would have never figured out how it ended.
How was the soda? I know Zach didn't go.
Oh, it was great.
It was fine. Coke Freestyle, not an issue.
I got a sugar-free Sprite strawberry elite. It was so good.
Can you imagine if Zach was here to hear that you got a sugar-free strawberry Sprite out of a Coke Freestyle
Don't
machine?
care. How was your DC, Hawk?
I got myself a Diet Mr. Pibb. They call it Pibb Zero. It was perfect because I threw a little Pibb in as well, you know? You got a little unleaded, you throw a little regular in there as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good advice.
Hey, let me ask you a question, though, because you said something, and I can't get it out of my head, and I can't place it because I'm old. The dude with the broken arm, the other bouncer, the young man, you said he was in Fargo?
So he's the golf guy in Fargo.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, the husband?
The husband.
it.
And then have you guys seen The Big Short?
Yeah.
You've seen it, right, Hawk?
Yeah, great.
You know the scene where they go down to Florida and they start talking to the guy who's in the show Girl Next, is it?
A New Girl.
New Girl. And then the other guy, that's the bad guy in this movie.
Oh, you're right. He's the guy who flies through the air from the boat and lands on the roof.
And then survives.
I forgot about that. That's right.
Oh, and then don't worry. Connor is dragged through the water for about a mile and a half. He survives as well.
He's part fish, bitch. I'm sorry I got upset.
Yeah,
Hawk loves this. Very critical of Conor McGregor. Let the guy act.
Yeah, he's a method actor.
I think they did. I think that's the problem.
Let the boy try. He's getting out of his comfort zone. He's trying something new.
Yeah, you know what? I'm reading right now that scene of him.
He did leave his comfort zone.
The scene of him driving the car into the tree drunken, that was just part of what he did. And they happened to be filming when it happened.
Yeah, brilliant.
That was him arriving on set.
Oh, gosh, it was good. It was so fun. It's just dumber than hell.
I'm also reading here that Conor McGregor already has been nominated for an Oscar in 2025.
Wow. They're trying to give him one from last year. They're taking it away from whoever won it.
Yeah, there you go, Sauce. Proven wrong yet again.
What's the guy's name who just won it?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy just threatened to take himself out if somebody didn't give his Oscar to Conor. He's standing on top of a building right now with his Oscar in hand.
One Irishman to another.
That's right.
Front page sports is next. John Bonus's team is falling apart. The Vikings are showing their hand. There's a lot going on in sports. Let's talk about it when we get back on the Power Trip on the.
Hey, welcome back at 6:05. Power Trip Morning Show coming at you live. Johnny Bones is over there. He's back. He's better than ever.
Hi, kids.
Hi, John Bonus.
It's 19th day of March. It's Tuesday. You knew that. We got Rosie coming in. We got Marnes Galarnar.
No Marnes.
What?
No
okay,
Marnie.
no Marnes. We got Rosie and Boney, and that's it.
Boney, and that's it.
No, Rosie was on his honeymoon, so I can't wait to hear about it.
I got a plan, John.
I'm sure you do. Let's do front page sports. Because John Bonus's team is falling apart.
Front page sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores, you can buy two, get one free when it comes to Red Bulls. Those 8.4 ounces, you buy two, and then they'll give you a third one for free. Isn't that cool? Buy two, get one free. Red Bull at Holiday. If you're dragging because it's March 19th and it's getting cold and you're fearing the snow, go wake up at Holiday. You know?
Yeah,
all right, here
Holiday's
we
the
go.
best.
Johnny Bones. Your baseball team starts a week from Thursday. We've been joking for a month as it's been damn near hitting 70 in the Twin Cities. Wait until the home opener when it bottoms out and there's 6 feet of snow and it's 2 degrees.
Yeah.
And all those April games that were like, it's going to be too warm. It's going to be canceled because of snow and they're going to have to make those games up in August. Right. It's getting colder. But not only is the weather changing quickly.
Larry's getting larger.
Twins closer Johan Duran, has a right oblique strain. He's going to miss the start of the season on the 15-day injured list. The opener again is next Thursday, so he's not going to be ready for the start of the season. And even worse, the guy that we got in the Polanco trade, whose last name I have yet to learn how to pronounce, and it might not matter because he may never play for us, Anthony Descalafani,
Anthony Descalafani.
Whatever that guy's name is likely out for the year. He's probably headed for surgery with a right elbow flexor strain.
No, they didn't know that was going to happen.
So If you're like me and you're like, I don't know how to say this guy's
There's a
last
reason
name.
they got so much of his salary taken care of before the act as part of that trade.
Well, but there you go. If you don't want to learn how to say his last name, you might not have to because you're not going to see him this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough day yesterday. They knew that Sclafani and they knew that potentially Caleb Thielbar were going to be questionable to begin the season. They both were injured fairly early in spring training camp, or at least were behind schedule. Had some pain issues with Thielbar. It's just just quote unquote a hamstring thing. It's not anything arm related. But Sclafani had injury problems all of 2022, half of 2023. And he was originally on a $12 million a year contract. By the time he made it to the Twins had to pay him a total of $4 million. That's part of the reason he was included in that deal. I think the plan was for him to be the fifth starter, and then they would have Louis Varland be the main backup, the first guy to jump into the rotation starting in St. Paul. And turns out that is now he's going to immediately start. Right now, he's immediately going to start. Is it possible they go and sign a free agent? Well, not a significant one. Blake Snell, by the way, Blake signed yesterday. Jordan Montgomery's still sitting out there for an unbelievably low price of, or unbelievably, short a deal. Blake Snell just signed. We thought Blake Snell was going to sign for $130 million year contract. He signed yesterday for a $60 million contract. That's probably even a $30 million contract. So there is a high-end pitcher still sitting out there if you want to spend $30 million on them. The Twins obviously don't want to do that. They want to instead cut the payroll by $30 million. And as a result of that, it's possible they would try to bring in another free agent for $5 million, stretch it a little bit. But I think what you're going to see instead is Louis Varland in the fifth spot, and then they'll rely on – they have some intriguing prospects at AAA that could provide depth. So we'll see when those guys are ready. But also, one of those guys took a hit yesterday, too.
No.
Yeah, one of those guys was hurt, too, yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was a tough day. Three of the guys that we were anticipated being on the 26-man roster all ended up here, including Duran, which I haven't really talked about. And then, in addition to that, we found out a couple guys that, were long shots or would provide some depth during the season also were put on the IL. So,
hold, please. Hang on.
The triple A IL.
Wow.
The old 10-day forecast, if you're going down to Kansas City, looks like 53 and partly cloudy for the season opener.
Are you going, Bonus?
No, we are having a party at Forgotten Star. We're going to have a big watch party at Forgotten Star.
What time will that be?
I think the game starts at 3:15. I'm guessing we're going to start about 2. We will be having a meat raffle. I have not yet announced as part of it. We're going to be having all kinds of games and stuff to do, and as well as just sit down and watch a game and drink great Forgotten Star beer. So, yes, that's this Thursday, or a week from Thursday, at Forgotten Star for opening day.
May I tell you guys that today's going to be 48, okay? Tomorrow, 32, Thursday, 34, and 90% chance of snow. 2 to 4 inches probably.
Yuck.
in the metro.
That's Thursday.
That's Thursday. Friday, 35, some sunshine. Saturday, 30 and some sunshine. And then heavy snow on Sunday and Monday and a high of 33.
Right now on my Apple weather app, it says a possible 8.45 inches of snow on Sunday.
Bring it.
And then Monday.
Well, 12 Inches of Snow is one of the greatest albums of all time.
So can I ask
if you like
guys,
Canadian reggae rap?
Can I ask you guys a question?
I doubt it.
And maybe keep the sass to yourself.
Yeah. Don't make him bring in Connor.
Yeah, Connor's going to come in and roadhouse your ass. Okay, so as I click the, Sunday, it says 8.4, right? But I click Monday, it says a precipitation total of 12 inches. Is that like the full storm total?
Yes.
Or are we supposed to get 12 more on Monday?
No, that's part of Sunday and Monday together, that whole snowfall. Yeah.
All right, thanks, John. Thanks for being kind.
I've got my app says I've got 18 inches of snow possible in the next week.
Oh. Not bad though, right, Hawk?
Bring it.
Yeah.
It'll be gone.
Yeah, it'll be a helen out, right?
Yeah, it'll give you an excuse to do nothing on a day,
It'll give you an excuse to watch Roadhouse.
You're damn right it will.
Yeah, Conor McGregor had 18 inches of snow in his nose before he got on the camera.
Man, I showed Maxo this bit. I think it was a red carpet bit.
Where he's itching his nose.
My God.
I mean,
the living embodiment of cocaine.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual, this is your brain egg in the pan frying on drugs video
Scarface
in real life.
thinks it's too much.
Right, Scarface is like, dude, you need to sober out.
Slow down, buddy. Yeah. He starts talking about how the movie's in the bank. It's good to have stuff in the bank. And then he can't stop moving around. Yeah.
Well, he's got a lust for life.
Yeah.
And he'll fight you,
likes
right,
to
Hawk?
dance.
Yeah, he ain't going to have to. First of all, he's going to come into the place. And he's going to steal your girlfriend, and he's going to tell you he's
Which
doing
he
it.
does.
Which he does.
Yeah,
He does.
And
literally.
even though the guy has no idea who he is, just the way he's got his arms out, the guy knows he better not F with him.
Yeah.
So he lets him take his girl.
His
and she just
purple-
willingly goes, by the way, as
he
well.
has purple pants on.
Well, duh, I'm glad he had pants on. Right before that, his knee was everywhere.
Have you guys ever played Mario? And you know when you get the star and you're invincible and it's like, dee, 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 dee,
Yeah.
dee.
Yeah,
That's
right,
Conor
right.
McGregor
Yeah, you're
the
right.
entire movie,
Yeah,
basically.
that's
Yeah.
Well played.
Yeah.
How have we not had a remake of Scarface?
Well, thank God we haven't.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will.
That was one of those films where, that got a huge uptick when everybody on the show Cribs owned it. And it was one of those movies you couldn't find on DVD. And then
Is that
everybody
right?
got,
Really?
yeah. There was some weird publishing reason why it wasn't. And then everybody got it on DVD. And then it's not a good film.
Right.
I really like it. I mean, every kid has a Scarface phase. I feel like where they start talking with the accent for 2 weeks and everybody's annoyed by it. But it's one of those things that's so iconic, whether you think the movie's good or not, that I wouldn't even touch it.
I agree, but there's no way they're not going to touch it.
Yeah, they're going to go back to, I'm sure they'll recreate the freaking Godfather at some point.
Right, yeah.
The Timberwolves won 114-104 over the Utah Jazz. Ant with 32 points and an absolute highlight reel dunk.
I got to play you
over
the
John
audio in the
Collins.
next segment.
Oh, my God.
The Wolves have won 3 straight. They went 4-2 on that 6-game road trip. They host Denver tonight, right? Back-to-back games. That's tough. The Nuggets are 7-point favorites on DraftKings.
Ugh.
Over-under is 212.5. Here's the good news, though. So with the win last night, the Wolves now tied with the Denver Nuggets. Both teams, the Nuggets and the Wolves, are a half a game behind Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's off until Wednesday against Utah. Do you know the Wolves have 14 games left and 10 of them are at home?
Oh,
including 7 of the next 8. However, that's the upside, right? 14 games left, 10 games at home. The downside is 3 of the final 14 are against the Denver Nuggets.
I think that's good news.
It's good and bad, right? It's good that you have an opportunity to beat the team that you're fighting with, but also it would be nice to just have 14 cakewalks. You don't. You got 3 against maybe one of the 2 best teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a cakewalk.
Oh, what kind?
Same.
What's your favorite kind of cake?
Birthday cake.
Yeah, a birthday cake would be
The
great.
best. You know what I'd like to do, Maxo? Let's you and I go to a Wolves game.
We should.
We got, 10 of them you said?
Yep, 10 left.
And that's before the playoffs?
Yep.
And they're going to be in the playoffs, no doubt.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's go.
Let's go.
They're a ton of fun this year,
I
man.
had fun hanging out with you guys last night. It was fun.
Yeah, that was
we need to
fun.
do. We all need to do stuff
that
more
more.
often.
Sauce, why don't you go to the Wolves game with Hawk and Max, and then in the third quarter threaten to leave, and then they'll shame you into staying?
You know what? I'll be the one that threatens to leave.
Yeah, right.
And it won't be a threat.
Yeah, you're right.
It'll be in the parking lot.
And it won't be the third quarter.
Yeah. You guys will look around and be like, I think hockey disappeared literally. Yeah. I'll crawl into the seats up the aisle like a snake.
Because the second he goes, I'm going to go to the bathroom, I'll just go, bye.
Yep, see you later.
Yeah.
That's during the warm-ups, the layup line.
And the home of the brave. Hey, see you guys.
The best part of home. Sauce, you're going to end up showing up at the meeting at the Loon, and Sauce will never leave the Loon. Yeah. And Hawk will leave at the national anthem. Yeah, that's right.
All right, what really matters is next. We'll get to all that Vikings news. There actually is a lot of it. A lot of former Vikings signing with new teams. We'll tell you where everybody's headed. And I guess the Vikings do have a new defensive lineman. We'll tell you about that guy as well. More of the Power Trip after this on The Fan.
Get a boat from your ex-boyfriend. Drive it out to a patch of sand in the middle of the ocean and bang some stranger. That's the actual lyrics to this song before Don changed them.
Ride the river to the
Hey, what's your name? Johnny Bones.
Yes, sir.
You've been to Key West, am I right?
I have never been to Key West.
Oh, lordy lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I need to do that.
In the greatest film of all time, the new Roadhouse film, which is available this Thursday on Amazon, the doctor character, who's the love interest, puts Jake Gyllenhaal on a boat, drives him out into the middle of the ocean to where she knows there's a sandbar, gets out of the boat, and just rails him.
Yeah. He wants to leave.
Right. The love interest tries to deny it.
The love interest is a doctor again?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's perfect.
A hot blonde doctor?
No. She's I would say Cuban or something like that.
Yeah, brunette. Yeah,
very attractive.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
a couple of cuties in that movie.
Yeah, yeah. I was kind of surprised that they didn't have Connor try to take her away from him.
Whose daughter
is his women?
She's Big Dick's daughter.
Yeah,
the sheriff.
Okay, all right.
But you don't know that. And you don't see it coming.
Well,
it's a shock. It's a shock when you
there's
find
a
it
similar
out.
in Roadhouse. She's somebody's daughter too.
Well,
is she the bad guy's daughter?
No, I don't think. Is that right? And I don't think so. I think she just railed the bad guy. I could be wrong.
All right, let's do what really matters. I'll do scores and stats around the world of sports. Chris will change your life with something else. It'll be more interesting and have nothing to do with sports.
That's right. I'm hosting TCL today, by the way, everybody.
Oh, yeah? What time
forgot that was today.
What time does that show come on? 3 to 4:30, right?
3 to 4:30.
That's right, yeah, today.
You and Elizabeth.
Me and Elizabeth.
Because Ben is on his honeymoon. He'll be gone the rest of the week.
That's right. I'm a little nervous, as I always am before I do TV.
You guys...
You'll be great.
Have you guys already had a discussion or a meeting?
Whoa. Just one email.
Do you have to leave at 8:40 like Ben does for the show, for the pre-show meeting?
No, they told me they'd be happier if I wasn't involved. But I do have to be there 1:15 today. 1:15, everybody.
All right.
Is it all about Roadhouse? Is that the plan?
It's going to be. They don't know that yet.
They don't know that.
Shot by shot breakdown, comparing the old Roadhouse to the new Roadhouse.
The entire time when we're on camera, I'm going to walk around like Conor McGregor.
You have to. That would be such a great bit.
The Pastronaut, Josh Dobbs, quarterback Josh Dobbs, agreed to a 1-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers, $2.5 million guaranteed, with $750,000 in playing time incentives, which, of course, he'll only get if Brock Purdy gets hurt. But either way, a couple of $1 million for Josh Dobbs to back up Brock Purdy.
Wow.
All right.
Well, he earned himself a job, didn't he?
But think about this. Think about the insanity. Do you remember during the Pastronaut phenomenon? And it was, do you re-sign Kirk, or do you at least think about giving like Dobbs 15 or 20 million a year instead of paying Kirk 40?
Yep.
I'm not saying I thought that. I'm not saying
I did.
that, but there were people that were at least asking the question, like, what if Dobbs wants 2 years for 40 million? Would you at least think about it? And 5 months ago, it was probably insane, but it was at least on the table to say, has Dobbs played himself into that kind of a contract? Can you imagine the mistake of giving Dobbs $20 million a year?
The media room area of U.S. Bank Stadium at halftime during the Saints game where he lit them up in the first half.
Yeah, right.
Rosie was like, we've got our guy.
Of course he
So
was.
many people were like,
I'm going to admit it.
they have a running quarterback that can move in the pocket.
Right.
This is their guy.
I don't
And then
mind
they
saying it.
barely hung on to win, I think. But still, there were people that were so excited about that.
I was.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, a lot of people were. And even like...
Because he was really good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Winning in Atlanta was sweet, man. Where the coach had to like tell him what that was a sweet, sweet win.
But then we all sat through one of the worst football games in the history of football. Vikings at Raiders in Las Vegas. I just cannot believe how unwatchable that 3 hours was.
If they'd lost that game, they'd have like the 6th pick.
Yeah, and it felt like the world lost that game.
Hunter Renfrow fumbled at like
I know.
Just score, and we have the 6th.
Yeah, you
overall
wouldn't have to
pick.
wheel and deal and get up to 4, 5, or 6 if you just lose a couple more games.
Oh, speaking
including
of
that garbage 3-0 win in Vegas.
We don't have to talk about that now. We don't have to talk about that at all. But I heard something yesterday very interesting about that 23rd overall pick. You want me to share?
Go on.
So I was watching NFL Live, preparing to go see Roadhouse with Hogs Daddy. And after 35 minutes of Giants and Dallas talk, they got to the Vikings. And Adam Schefter said that Houston was the ones that approached the Vikings about that pick.
I heard him say that as well.
Which is interesting.
That the Houston Texans called the Vikings and said, "Do you want pick 23 for this, and this?"
I thought that was interesting. What were your thoughts when you heard that?
Well, why do you think that was interesting?
I just think it's interesting.
In what way?
Because I thought the Vikings were the aggressor on that. I thought the Vikings called and were looking around to see where they could pick up an extra first-round pick.
Yeah. That is interesting. Because the idea being that they were trying to pick up multiple first-round picks in case they need to move up, right? That was the idea.
Right.
And so we assumed the Vikings
were the aggressor.
Right.
Still might not be enough. And look, that's why a half an hour ago I said I think the Vikings are playing their hand here. If I sat down at a poker table, and there's a reason why I'm going to use this hand specifically, but if I sat down, looked at my cards and go, I have pocket jacks. If I just told everybody that, I might be bluffing, but I also might be telling the truth, right? They are loading up on first-round picks. They are going to Michigan's Pro Day. Then Kwesi and KOC are having a private workout with J.J. McCarthy. Now, that's their due diligence. Every GM and coach should be doing that for anybody that they think is a possibility at pick 11. I think they are absolutely telling everybody in the world, this is exactly the guy we want. We want J.J. McCarthy, which is fine, but like we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, specifically since Friday when they traded for pick 23, if you are New England at pick 3, Arizona at pick 4, Chargers at pick 5, if the Vikings want a franchise quarterback, you pay that premium and you basically hold that spot for ransom. I just think they're showing their hand. Yeah. I think they're basically telling everybody exactly what they want to do. And it makes sense. And everybody would have known that anyway, but now it's like your cards are on the table, and now you have given every other team in the world all the leverage to say, we know what you want to do, but you're going to have to pay a ton for us to let you do that. Paul, your hands up.
But in their back pocket, whether they want to use it or not, whether it's the right thing to do or not, if you get yourself a franchise quarterback, that 2025 first-round pick is their ace in the hole. That gets them to wherever they want. You could get a team, if you're going to give them 11, and you were right yesterday, Corey, and I hate saying that, going from 3 to 11, they're not getting anything out of that. You got to give them more than the 23rd pick. You're not going to. So that first-round pick is their ace in the hole for next season. That will get them to where they want. And there is a GM that would go, all right, we could get, a tackle at 11, we could get a cornerback at 23, and then we start our rebuild. Their ace in the hole is that 25th first-round pick. Whether they use it or not, I don't know. But that is their ace in the hole.
Does getting the 23rd pick also give them sort of a backup plan? Such as, let's say they get to 11 and Michigan kid's gone.
Well,
right?
Mel Kiper in his latest mock draft has J.J. McCarthy being available at the 11th overall pick.
Yeah, okay, but let's say he's gone at that point. They do get outmaneuvered or whatever, right? I mean, they have still got some interest in a Bo Nix or some of the other guys. Well, now you've got the 23rd overall pick. You don't have to necessarily take that guy at 11.
You do.
You can maybe take him down at 23.
No, you take him at 11 because you don't let him get. If your quarterback's there and you like him, we learned that last year from the Lions.
Yep.
The Lions, every pick they made, people are like, "What are you doing?" They love those guys. They don't care when they pick them.
Especially with quarterback.
Yeah,
you don't
take
gamble and hope a quarterback's there at 23. If you love him, you got to pick him at 11.
But if they take Penix or Bo Nix at 11, it'll be the whole Christian Ponder.
100%. And I actually think it's the same thing at 23. If you take the best defensive player at 11 and then, quote, reach for Penix or Nix at 23, I think people are going to go, this draft sucks.
Yeah.
Even if it works out, I think the initial reaction is going to be very negative.
They are playing their hand. That is why now with that 23rd overall pick, if they're going to go anywhere into the 3 or 4, they've got to give up that first round pick in next year's draft.
It's a lot. Better be right.
But if it's right, it's a home run.
Yep.
If it's not right, then they're done.
No, if he's a perennial all-pro quarterback, nobody gives a rat's ass if he had to give up a couple of firsts to get up there. Running back Alexander Mattison agreed to a deal with the Vegas Raiders. He's 25 years old. So Dobbs to the Niners, Madison to the Raiders.
Which, as of right now, he might be their lead back because they lost Josh Jacobs. Good for him.
Yep.
Great guy.
The Vikings got defensive lineman Jonah Williams from the Rams on a 1-year, $1.5 million deal.
His name is what?
Jonah Williams.
His name is what?
His name is Jonah.
Jonah's great song.
The Vikings actually had him for a day. We had him for 1 day in 2021.
I'll never forget it.
The Vikings claimed him off of waivers in 2021, but he failed a physical the next day, and they cut him.
Yeah, he had one of his balls fell off.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and they said, we can't have that right
Is that right?
Yeah, Zimmer was big on 2 balls.
Oh, yeah, he was.
He ran a fear-based organization, and he was a stickler for 2 balls on every player.
Even the ladies. It was weird.
He did daily checks just in case.
The ladies.
You heard what I said?
God, are you watching the Roadhouse trailer again?
I'm shopping on Amazon.
Yeah, you are.
Actually, yeah.
Jonah Williams, if you haven't heard of him, and I hadn't, started 16 games for the Rams last year, 49 tackles and 2 sacks in 16 games. He was undrafted in 2020.
He's got 2 sacks as well.
Wow. Zimmer
No
loved
wonder he
him.
failed that physical. Son of a bitch, what a weirdo.
This show
Son
is
of a
dumb.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me.
What a weirdo.
I'm sorry. I'm so happy about that movie last night. I don't know what the world is going to.
I just mentioned it. Oh, but we're not really going back and forth here. It's your turn. What really matters is this.
I'm all hopped up on my Mountain Dew.
Go for it.
Actor Gerard Butler, for some reason, paid for bee venom injections twice, and both times ended up in the hospital.
Bee venom injections?
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't know it was called venom, by the way.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
He went into anaphylactic shock.
That sounds terrible.
Well, is this kind of like building an immunity to iocane powder?
That's a great point.
Right.
Does he have some kind of, like you said, John, does he have some kind of allergy, and this is his way of just finding a way for his body to start adjusting to it?
It says, was told he went into anaphylactic shock after being injected with the venom of 23 bee stings. The Scottish actor said he had been over-exuberant with the remedy, which some claim eases muscle ache after a 12-hour day of performing stunts for the latest film, Geostorm.
So instead of just getting a massage or taking like an
Going to
Epsom salt
Valentine's.
Couple of
bath,
Advil.
Yeah.
he had 23 bee stings injected into his system.
Yeah.
How old is
Actors are
Gerard Butler?
weird.
He is 54.
Man, the movie 300. Has there ever been a better ass
300
film?
is one of the best movies of all time because it's all ass kicking all the time.
All the time.
And there's one sweet sex scene.
It's one of the sweetest sex scenes, and it's the lady who gets it on with her brother in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
And she's naked.
Yeah.
Again. God, she loves showing her ass.
Sauce, how many movies can you name that are exclusively a number?
300.
That's one.
Man, that's a good question.
Does pornography count?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
North Pole 40.
Well, but that has the words
that has
North Pole.
Words, yeah. I'm talking about 6'9"
101 Dalmatians. Does that
Has
count?
the word Dalmatians,
Dalmatians in it.
Yeah, but it starts with a number.
I said exclusively.
He said,
You're
yeah,
struggling.
I don't know any.
What?
Isn't the new one just called 101?
You just named one.
Yeah, I just named one.
That's okay.
Yeah, that wasn't a great start.
What was it? What are the other ones?
How about 7?
Was the new one 102?
That's one.
Yeah,
There-
I think so.
But
Yeah.
I think it was 102 Dalmatians.
Look who's
so-
talking to.
Nope, you don't get this.
40. Isn't the Jackie Robinson movie called like 40?
Oh, yeah, 42. Yeah.
I think there's a movie about it's got a word in it. A movie about the new Viking called 2sackz.
It's also the latest rapper to be on the charts. It's a Z, though, at the end.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
There was a movie called 2012.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
1984.
Thank you.
I think there was a movie called 9. Was there not? It wasn't like that kind of half animated. Was it animated?
But that doesn't count.
It's German.
Yeah,
7.
We're going with
Yeah,
this.
that's what I said.
Oh, I'm
7
sorry.
was the first one I said.
Sorry. Yep.
North Pole 41.
Yeah.
More What Really Matters after this Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
So last night, our guy Ant on this radio station, I guess you would say posterized.
He did posterize John
He
Connolly.
atomized him, basically,
Yeah.
and scattered his ashes in oblivion. I mean, he just destroyed him.
Here's Alan Horton, our guy on the call on this station.
Keel reached in on Keontae George and turned him over. It's another Keontae George turnover. And goes up for the dunk and thunderstruck. right to the bench. That was sick. He took off, launching himself to the iron.
So that was, that's good, but of course a little concern there because he did dislocate his finger. Which, by the way, side note on that, I would be off for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
If I dislocated my finger. He played the rest of the game.
He scored 23 points, I think, after that.
You don't need your hand and fingers to play basketball, do you?
Maybe.
Not well.
But here's the Jazz radio call of the Monster Jam.
Edwards through the lane. Oh my gosh! Anthony Edwards just climbed to the top floor, dunked on top of John Collins, and the foul in a dunk you will see for years to come. John Collins is down because he got hit in the head. Anthony Edwards just defied everything. Timeout on the floor. Oh my God!
That's so good.
Isn't that great? Oh, I love it. Isn't that great?
Jeez.
That's good stuff, man.
Do you think any chance he gets a little heat for that from the Jazz organization?
I would hope not.
For that,
no, that's what makes the league fun.
It is a good question, though.
Yeah.
All right, somebody's going to take that personal.
But hey, you know what? Be a little cool, Doesn't play for us yet.
Yeah, if you see a dunk that you probably only see in person once or twice in a lifetime, could you take it down a notch?
Right. Yeah, there's so few people can do that. Don't get excited.
Right. It's if they were wearing our jersey, then please have an aneurysm. But if not,
right.
Hey, Snossage.
Yes, Daddy.
Do we start Twins on the 20s today?
No, week Thursday when they start the games. You knew that though,
but
right?
I have the billboards on today on the log in here, so that's
well. If we want to do it, we can because the guy that can do it is right there.
Well, the Twins thing starts a week from Thursday, but what starts today is Wild News brought to you by Catalyst Supply. Thanks, Catalyst Supply.
Let's go, Catalyst.
That right?
Yeah, CatalystSupplyCo.com.
Hell yeah.
The Wild are at Anaheim tonight at 9 o'clock. And the Wild are 5 points behind Vegas for the final wild card spot. So, still in chase mode. They still need a lot of help. They got to basically not run the table, but goddamn close to run the table. They got a almost zero margin for error the rest of the way. But this is a gimme. You can't lose to a bad team like Anaheim. Wild at Anaheim tonight. Right here on the Fan. What really matters, though, is this.
Great point, Corey. You made some great points.
Great point.
When you're talking.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's when you make your best points.
Agreed.
Thank you. 1 out of 3 Americans live in just 4 states. Which 4 do you think they are?
California, Texas, New York, and Florida.
Bam!
Wow.
Well, there we go.
Never mind then.
Yeah, never mind.
Guess you knew that one.
Knowing is half the battle.
Hey, do you guys know, top of your head, any of y'all, is Zacho left-handed or right-handed?
I think he's right-handed.
Right.
Depends on how much you pay.
Yeah.
Good point. Depends on how many folks are in the car.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I'm buying him a gift.
That's kind of you.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
The Vikings plan to have a private workout with J.J. McCarthy next week. Again, the Vikings will have representatives at Michigan's Pro Day, and then Kwesi and Kevin are going to be in Ann Arbor for a private workout with J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah,
It's almost like they want to move up and draft him.
But you know what? Here's the thing.
It also could be subterfuge.
Could be.
Ooh, look at that.
I love that. The only reason I know that word is Carlin uses that word a lot.
It could be, but I will also say this. One of the things that pissed off Kirk was that we didn't show him enough love. So maybe they're starting early with our new quarterback saying, we love you so much, we're coming to that hellhole that is Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Actually, I like that city. I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're not even gonna mess around. They're not even gonna flirt. They're not even gonna tickle. They're just going straight in. No lube.
Just gotta find a dance partner though.
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna trade with him. I really don't.
I mean, 3.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, dog.
3 first-round picks could get a lot of people to move off their spot.
No, I think it'll take 2. Honestly, I bet we can get up somewhere with just 2. 2 is still a hell of a lot. And then give that 4 next year or whatever the hell we're talking about. Or maybe 4 this year. I bet 2
Well,
and 4.
the other thing, too, though, is if, I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, but like, let's say J.J. McCarthy gets to the Falcons at the 8th pick.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to give up 23 and 11 to go to 8, right?
No, agreed.
I'd have to.
So, like,
again, everybody knows how badly you want to move up.
Well, what if you did this? Let's just play along with me, okay? Just play along. What if let's say J.J. McCarthy got to the 7th pick, the Tennessee Titans. You call up Tennessee, you go, we'll give you 23, and we'll give you our first-round pick next year, right? You take McCarthy at 7, and then you take another stud at 11. What if he did that? That's not out of the question.
Out of the question.
That 25 first-round pick is probably worth a lot because you're probably not going to be particularly good this year.
But the other thing that people keep saying is the 23rd pick that they have is more valuable than next year's first because the 23rd is a known commodity. You don't know what you're going to get in 25.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, but I would argue that the Vikings likely will be higher than that next year.
Right.
So you could say it's a known commodity this year. I would argue it's the opposite.
Yeah, but I think the other thing, go ahead.
You are more likely to have the Vikings be somewhere between pick 1 and 22 next year.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a decent chance of getting a top 10 pick next year.
So you could say it's a known commodity. I would say I'll gamble that next year's is better.
But you've got a gambling problem.
I do have a gambling problem.
That's another reason I don't think they want to give that pick up.
Because of his gambling problem?
Because of Corey's gambling problem, yes.
Right.
That's the motto at TCO.
Did you guys hear Kwesi on with the other Kwesi guy?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, 9 o'clock yesterday with Paul Allen.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I did like that, and of course, I'm sure they cleared the question beforehand, but I did like that he asked about the controversy with our former quarterback and whether or not they talked to him too soon.
Yeah, that was a good answer.
What was his answer?
I'm not worried about that right now. I have no idea. I'm sure that they're taking a look at it here and there, but I think, in other words, yes, of course I'm pissed.
Again, this is not a shot at Kwesi because every GM in the world lies to the public basically 24 hours a day because they have to try to keep their cards close to the vest even when they're accidentally showing them. But how about, was it Kwesi on Thursday or Friday that said, when he said Sam Darnold is not a bridge quarterback? I mean,
he explained why he said that with Kwesi.
With 9 to noon Kwesi?
Yes, he explained that.
If you looked up in the dictionary bridge quarterback, it would be a picture of Sam Darnold's face.
He's the definition.
He's the definition of bridge quarterback.
I don't think I've ever played bridge. Have you guys?
No.
We've
my first job was being a bridge caddy.
Oh, that's right.
And I never learned how to play the game. I just walked around and handed old people their cards and said, I guess this is what you're supposed to.
Gave old people handies?
Wow. That's Hawk's dream job.
Explains a lot.
Where can I get this?
My tips were pretty sizable.
Can Tommy use you as a reference?
No, I never learned the game. It wasn't important to working that job. All you had to do is know which table to bring the cards to, but I didn't know what they were doing. It was just a bunch of old people sitting around the table.
Where did you do that at?
Like St. Paul in 1992 or 3 or something.
I didn't know if there's like a Mystic Lake for.
No, it was basically almost always they were in hotel ballrooms or convention centers.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Just like meeting rooms. That was an interesting crowd.
That was Bridges' heyday. That was the big bridge boom. Sure.
God, what Hawk would have paid to be in that room. Old people and gambling.
Okay, but so what's weird though is, so I would walk into those rooms and just go like,
hey,
man, this place is dead anyway, man. Like it just seemed like a dead vibe, right?
Well, there were probably some dead people in there.
Right, but my point is for everybody that was participating in the tournament, it must have been like, this is so much fun.
Right.
Yeah.
I've walked into either the Rio or now Paris and Horseshoe, and I walk into the World Series of Poker, and I've used the word, and I'll use it again. It's electric. Right?
There's
Poker
no
players,
way.
that's what I'm saying, though.
Right.
Poker, you can feel it. You're like, there's energy in this room, and I can't, this is so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I did not feel that as somebody walking into a bridge convention center.
Right.
My guess is, to Max's point, if Max walked into the World Series of Poker, he'd go, this looks like the lamest thing I have ever seen. Thousands of men sitting.
Right.
SITTING.
Fantasy baseball draft in like a friend's garage. I felt that way.
Yeah, that's how I felt about bridge.
Johnny,
I really want to break this down.
You ask the poker players walking into the World Series, it's electric. You can feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if the bridge people got that same kind of rush.
What a rush.
What a rush. That's the same way I feel when we go to Cirque on a Sunday of the NFL season.
Yeah.
The energy is great. The gambling is great. and the booze is electric.
My guess is the rush of the people that were sitting playing bridge was just maybe like because their insulin was low.
Oh.
Right? Or they had forgotten some of their meds.
They stood up too quickly.
Yeah. They're crossing the bridge over to the afterlife.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But what really matters is this.
Aunt Tanya?
Ain't none of us getting younger, kids.
She's been dead a long time.
Yeah, it's fine, though.
Yeah, we aren't getting younger. You're right. And you know
Not
what?
yet.
I wouldn't want to because Benjamin Button's had a horrible life.
He's dead.
Exactly. Pope Leo the 13th awarded a Vatican gold medal to the creator of his favorite brand of cocaine-infused wine.
Jesus.
And also appeared on a poster endorsing it with Conor McGregor.
Cocaine-infused wine.
That's right, yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's next level.
yeah, Pope Leo the XIII.
Yep. 13.
13.
You had it right.
Yeah.
Which would have been, let me see if I can see a year on that. Around 1896.
Leo the 13th. My favorite was Leo the 7th.
Really?
I don't know.
By the way, Leo was a drinker of the cocaine-infused wine tonic Vin Mariani, which was a precursor to the drink Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
That's exactly right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I should have just left the original recipe.
He awarded the Vatican gold medal to the wine's creator, Angelo Mariani.
Doing a little of that devil's dandruff.
Also appeared on a poster endorsing it and said, "That bitch good."
Kirk Cousins is going to wear number 18 with the Atlanta Falcons. Kyle Pitts wears number 8. The joke on Twitter over and over and over yesterday was, well, when Pitts and Kirk Cousins discussed maybe swapping jersey numbers, Kirk must not have wanted to pay that much to get his jersey swapped. Or the joke was, Kirk can't afford to pay Kyle Pitts to swap jersey numbers.
Or he didn't have enough Kohl's cash.
There's that, too.
Well, it was kind of funny that the Kirk said that Kyle Pitts said all he wanted for the jersey swap was targets, and then Kirk chose to not take the number.
Oh, wow.
Kyle Pitts like, damn it, not again.
Yeah. I mean, Kirk's made a lot of money, right? I'm not good with money, right?
Yeah,
but if I had that kind of money, and I think Hawk would agree, and you want something, and you've made, at the end of your career, you will have made $400 million in guaranteed money. I know there's taxes and all that, but that's what Tim Mize likes for. I don't get into that stuff. I would go, what do you want for it? I want $300,000. I'd go, fine, here. I know that's stupid and wasting money, but that's my number, right, Hogs? If you have that kind of money, don't you just go, yeah, what do you want for it? Yeah. I want $500,000. Easy. Here, do you want it in cash? I'll get it for you tomorrow.
I don't
That's
know.
his number.
Yeah, I guess.
Right? That would be like, I mean, bonus, I know you're thinking and doing the math in your head, kind of. That would be like I coming to you, Corey, and be like, what do you want for that,
Home Alone set?
Yeah. You want $100, $200?
No, it's worth $300.
Well, whatever it's worth. I'd go, okay, right? Like, $500,000 is nothing to Kirk Cousins. It's nothing. Get your number. 18 is a terrible number for a quarterback.
Wasn't that Dan Marino's number?
No, wasn't he 13?
He was 13.
13.
Was 7 not available?
Well, he could be the first grade 18.
That's right.
He wanted to be 18 here, but KJ Osborne wasn't he? Am I wrong? What number is he?
17.
Sorry, I don't know anybody number 18, obviously.
He was 17. JJ was 18. And
JJ's 18.
Or do you think he's 18 to show how much he misses JJ?
Oh.
That could be it. Oh, no. JJ's
Corey,
headed to
sometimes
Atlanta.
my weird theories are right, and you're in your head right now are going, man, he's kind of smart.
That's not what's going through my head currently.
But I'm just saying, buy your number.
Do you want one more?
What really matters is this.
There was a victim on the Titanic named John Jacob Astor IV. 4?
Yep.
Okay. He published a sci-fi novel in 1894 about life in the year 2000. It included descriptions of a worldwide telephone network, solar power, air travel, and space travel to Saturn and Jupiter. So he got real close.
Got close.
That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, we've sent crafts that far,
That's
just
true.
not with
Sure.
Yeah, like
man.
Macaroni.
like knittings and stuff.
Sure.
Oh, how good is macaroni, Max?
Oh, so good.
Oh, I'd eat some macaroni right now.
Yeah.
Would you add your own extra little cheese?
Oh.
Hey, didn't we, John? I'm just going to ask you a question I don't know the answer to.
Okay.
Can we send a probe basically past like Jupiter and Saturn?
Yes.
And it's just never coming back, right? The whole
Right.
point was just to shoot it out there, and it's like,
Yeah.
we're going to send you past all the planets, and you're going to take pictures, and you're going to report back, and then you're just going to keep going.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
You're going to basically Thelma and Louise yourself outside of the Milky Way galaxy, or at least our solar system,
they did
and
that-
just
they did that.
travel throughout the rest of the Milky Way and see you later.
I mean, I think they had that in like the 80s. They planned that. And then they also included in it like stuff about us in case somebody else finds it.
Oh, great.
Like here's a picture of
like a
what we
time
look
capsule.
like. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm sure the aliens will thumb through that and read all of it.
Yeah, remember they like this? They were best people of our time, and Jared from Subway was in there.
Seemed like a nice guy at the time.
Wow.
Bill Cosby would have been in
Bill
that time
Cosby's
capsule.
already- that's right.
This is America's
Kanye
dad.
West.
So, right, the alien time capsule from like 84 is a picture of Bill Cosby going, the best of the best. And then they have elite athletes like O.J. Simpson saying, this is the peak human form. Come to Earth and visit.
Mr. Saturn travel ship, could you come back here for a second?
We gotta make a couple of changes
Come back here for
before
a
you get
second.
to the Andromeda Galaxy. Get back here. You son of a...
Peyton Manning wore 18. I forgot about
That's
that.
it. Thank you.
I thought you were adding that to the time capsule.
I was listening. Sorry.
That was definitely the dog from Up. The news is next after this on The Fan.